Alright, here we have issue number 43 finally. Well, finally, I mean, still not halfway through all the issues. Anyway, issue 43, April 1989 of Amstrad Acton. Still not an official Amstrad publication. £1.25. Still Britain's leading magazine for the Amstrad CPC 464-664-6128. April 1989. We're up to our Nixon CPC software and hardware reviews, CPC information, CPC games reviews, and much, much more. These are pretty much all the reviews you get if you can read the damn things. Join the critical list. Oh, they're putting WC Le Mans here. Here's the lineup. Amstrad Acton, April 1989. Scene, 3 pages packed with CPC news and info. Reaction, have your say. These are your pages, and Sugarman flies in for another action-packed thrilling adventure. Yeah, until we run out of episodes of Sugarman. That's not far off. Ooh. Learning can be fun. Lucy says, I applaud this initiative in the educational field. Action begins on 35. Last Duel, Capcom's new scrolling shoot 'em up. Fast food, Dizzy is back, courtesy of those nice Oliver twins. And whatever this is, because you can't read a damn thing. Transparent yellow, and you're supposed to read that. Vindicators, don't kick off a brand new coin-op label. ISS stands for Incredible Shrinking Sphere. Not so sweet for sugar. So Amstrad's profits have taken a tumble for the first time ever. Panic on the stock exchange? Here's chicken time on Wall Street? Doubt it somehow. Sugar's been in scrapes before, and no doubt he'll bounce back from this one if he can bounce back from a scrape. The reason I mention all this is that Sugar's hard-nosed attitude is what has kept the CPC going. He's always said he'll continue to sell as long as the public continues to buy. It is said that the CPC sold more in the 6 months up to Christmas '88 than the same period in '87. If true, that's remarkable and a cause for celebration, even at Amstrad. Steve. We're already into the adverts, of course. Scene. Releases, updates, previews, new releases, updates, previews, new. Okay. Not so sweet for Sugar as Amstrad Cheese slide. Alan Sugar's wallet took a heavy hammering when Amstrad's latest half-year figures were announced. For the first time in ever, a drop in profits of around £15 million was announced. Sugar's own shareholding was suddenly worth £57 million less as his company's share price lost £130 million. City analysts were predicting problems for Amstrad 6 months ago when Alan Sugar was announcing the Sinclair PC200 and upmarket PC2000 series. His problem, of course, was a shortage of dynamic RAMs, leading to increased prices and decreased production. Even so, the fact that Sugar has come a cropper for the first time in his 20 years in business has upset financial houses. Uncharacteristically, Sugar's response was to agree that '88 had been a disastrous year. We had made bad mistakes, he admitted. I don't really know why so many things went wrong at the same time, but come the new financial year, we'll be firing on all cylinders. Amstrad has come out fighting, announcing a £12 million advertising campaign to begin in the spring. A third of this sum has been allocated for national TV. £2.4 million is going to be splashed on the PCW 9512, and the cheap PCs are getting a similar figure. The remainder is to be spent on the upmarket PCs that were so nearly strangled at birth. No mention of the CPC is made, though, in any advertising literature. A campaign is planned for the autumn, however, AA was told by an Amstrad PR spokesperson. This seems to indicate that a long-term future is planned for the CPC machines. Indeed, Amstrad's poor showing could be good news for 464, 664 and 6128 owners. There is a general feeling that no new machines are planned for 1989, and that will be a time for concentrating on existing product. Or just wait till 1990. Not such good news on the CPC front is another deletion from hardware catalogue. Recently, the firmware manuals were let go out of print, and with no plans to reprint, and discs have been in short supply for some time. Now the MP1 modulator, the power supply for the 464, has disappeared. Dave Ralph of Wave, the distribution and mail order company, reports angry letters and phone calls from customers who believe they're being had. But we've been told that Amstrad is rationalising its stock, says Ralph, and we won't be producing the MP1 anymore. The MP2, which now covers the 464, costs twice as much, £30 as opposed to £15, since it also supplies disk drive power, which 464 owners won't be needing anyway. See you in court, Mr. S. Cranfield Institute of Technology has appointed the chairman of Amstrad a member of their court. There are over 300 members who make statutes for the university and also appoint the chancellor. They are mostly individuals from various industrial organisations and local authorities. Some are even from universities. Sugar offered an interesting statement after he had been initiated. Like Amstrad, he said, Cranfield is a leading technology organisation pushing back the frontiers of science and advanced engineering. He said it with a straight face, too. Sugar Cranfield appointment. Domark blush as Bob moves house. Oh no. Oh dear, Paul Domark have been put in the unfortunate position of issuing a press release to announce the cancellation of Bob's Full House. The license to the program had been acquired at considerable expense, and the game was at an advanced state of development when Bob Monkhouse, such a nice man, don't you think, not like that rude Bill Elton, ups and leaves the Auntie Beeb for an even grosser packet at ITV. Result? Consternation, as Domark discover they have no right to his name or personality. Oh no. Aussie Stick comes up trumps. A new joystick is highly earth-shattering news, but the Star Cursor is not just any joystick. It's a home version of those wonderful arcade sticks we've all spent so much money on. It's already been released in Australia, where men are men and joysticks better be up to scratch with out on their shafts before you can say Crocodile Dundee. It was voted the best joystick in the universe by one Australian magazine, said Mark Paulo of Microleisure, who produced the stick, and others have also been very enthusiastic. I have high hopes for it in Britain. AA Games tester Trenton Webb was among the first in Europe to get a hands-on test of the Star Cursor, and he pronounced himself well pleased with its performance. The Star Cursor is £18.99, P&P included if you mention AA. Ooh, from Microleisure. Look out for quite possibly the most extensive joystick survey ever conducted, coming soon in your super soarway AA. The Star Cursor, a joystick, not a swearing spaceman. Okay, not a swearing spaceman. Coffee hits out again. Hit apostrophe S out again. It's nothing to do with Coffee's recent controversial attempt to take the law and the fans into his own hands. How cynical of you to even think so. No, it just happens that CDS Software are re-releasing Brian Clough's Football Fortunes. Take your hands out of your pockets, young man, was all Coffee would say to AA. No, he didn't. We made that bit up. BCFF has you making decisions about team make play. Which players to buy and sell. All the usual strategy stuff. The difference is that it is played on a board as well as on a computer, with decks of cards, counters, and fake money. Sales figures are claimed to be over 80,000. CDS hopes to push this up to 100,000. We're sure that anything to do with Mr. Koff will be a big hit, in capitals. Spring in the air as Masters drop 'em. Except 1. Masters bait the moral majority. Oh no. Spring in the air, my lord. Yeah, you misunderstand. I mean, it is spring. In software houses, thoughts turn to money, and Meta's rude raise their pretty heads. Here's your proof. Exhibit 1, my lord. Codemasters, frequently and justly lampooned for some of the most awful press photos it has ever been a news editor's misfortune to write copy for, have dropped their photographic standards. Who'd think yesterday's champions of twee snapshots of Wee William would sink to scantily dressed women? We feel very sorry indeed for these 2 young ladies. Not only are they too poor to afford dresses, but they've been reduced to leaning on young Codemasters programmers for support. That's all to publicise. What was it to publicise? Oh yes, the 2 guys in the middle. You hadn't noticed them, of course. Indeed, programmers. Gorgeous, pouting 19-year-old Peter Williamson, 36, left, doing a stint at Edinburgh University. But this picture goes down in storm of feminist so okay. Is responsible for Super Stuntman, never AA rated, and 4 soccer simulators, much better at 81%. He's now working on Motocross Simulator. The program on the right didn't and isn't. So, in other words, we don't know who he is. Exhibit 2, Your Honour. Examine closely, if you will, the accompanying poster for Palace's Barbarian 2. The preview shots suggest that the graphics are well up to high standard of the original, an 87% rave in AA23. Look out for the review in AA coming soon. Exhibit 2, Palace's Barbarian 2, Maria Whittaker, is on the right. Just in case you got them confused or something. Exhibit 3, officer. And finally, is Cocktail Vision's Emmanuel, which has nothing to do with Christmas and everything to do with a long and dishonourable tradition of tarted up trash. Still, we don't want to prejudice the issue, Your Honour, and get caught out. Review soon. AA welcomes newcomers. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, a new fanzine specifically devoted to the CPC, AEM, standing for Amstrad Enthusiast Magazine. It's aimed away from games players and more at the serious type. If it takes off the author's hope to start a public domain software library, issue 1 costs 90p. More details from editor Neil Selwyn, AEM, Highfield Coombe Keynes, near Wareham, Dorset. Neil issued this heartfelt plea to all AA readers. We desperately need anyone selling homebrew software to send us a copy to review, and we will definitely include it in a future issue. I feel that as time progresses, homebrew will become more and more important, and hopefully producers of something can promote their software through the pages of AEM. We are, of course, not in the least influenced by the praise heaped on something blushing heads in the first issue. And John de Rivaz is starting a newsletter aimed at programmers interested in fractals, those wonderful graphic shapes that can be magnified and are composed of smaller variations of the original shape. They are used quite a lot in computer graphics because of their basis in mathematics. Computers can work out how to draw them. People interested in this deeply fascinating topic can contact Mr. Rivaz at West Town House, Porthwyn, Truro, Cornwall. Number 1 is free with a charge being made for further issues. If you contribute an article used in the newsletter, the next 5 issues come free to you. Paul Hopkinson and Neil Selwyn, most of the staff at AEM, and their first issue out now. The Great CPC Cover-Up. You don't think it could be a subconscious reaction to current fears about health threats, do you? We don't want to read anything very deep and Freudian into this, but it does seem a little odd that 2 separate CPC cover-up jobs should be getting pushed at the moment. Make your own mind up. First of all is Cador's 895 sealant type, designed for the kind of dope who would place a coffee mug near enough to his or her keyboard to threaten it with drowning. Who could be so daft? With 2 T's. That keys are still sticking. Pat, must be that coffee I spilt on it. Oh, I did it on purpose. And Action Computer Supplies proudly present Preyborn dust covers. Rather than fitting snugly around your computer's contours in a traditional fashion, they drape loosely over a very elegant, relaxed kind of way. Your CPC will be expecting candlelit dinners next. These jolly swish covers are also flame retardant, anti-static, and hard wearing. Action even makes them to order. Prices from £12 to £50. Yeah, seal and type. Remember those there, the sad mug. Yeah, seal and type for the kind of mug who'd spill coffee on a keyboard. And the Preyborn dust cover. Treat your computer, why don't you? Forgive them their sins. Codemasters are unleashing a positive rash of software, a blend of very original and downright repetitive titles. Rockstar Eat My Hamster on Gold Label. Sounds like coffee, means full price. It's similar to Football Manager, but has you guiding a rock band from riffs to riches. Starting at the bottom, you aim for 5 platinum singles in your 1 year. Sorry, Kylie, they must have different words in music before you go bankrupt. The game is backed by different music for every group. It actually gets better the more your brand practice. Rockstar is full of music, biz caricatures, scandal and hype, with publicity reported in a mock-up of a certain daily news comic bearing the headline, Rockstar ate my... The rest is up to you. Also, announced the 2 sequels, the Oliver's Grand Prix 2 and Street Gang Soccer, a spin-off from 4 soccer sims, but not a new simulator in sight. What's happening to the world? David Darling makes a prat of himself in aid of Rockstar, which may or may not need it. Bombs away! We can all sleep safely in our beds. Be delighted to hear Protect and Survive is a thing of the past. Activision's SDI has arrived, and under the protection of a space shield, we'll be reviewing it in full next month, with the help of a very special guest, an expert on the subject who's not long retired. Coming soon with a bang, we hope, rather than a whimper. Woohoo! Arnold lands on Arnold. With 2 of his movies licensed simultaneously by different software houses, Arnie Schwarzenegger may soon be as popular as the small screen as he is on the big one. Ocean Plan Red Heat, in which our hero plays a Soviet detective tracking his quarry to America. Meanwhile, Grand Slam's game of the film of the book The Running Man has Arnie pursued for sport in a TV game show. Grand Slam have adhered to the plot rigidly, they claim, since its script is the perfect storyboard for compelling home computer game. Arnie and friend in lycra romper suits, 3 sizes too small. Simulator. Pac-Man's back, part 93. Remember Pac-Man, little round guy for maze fixation? Well, he's back out of retirement again in Grand Slam's Pac-Land. Viewed from the side rather than above, has a sprightly little bundle running about, leaping obstacles, avoiding oncoming ghost-driven traffic, and in the interim munching heaps of fruit. Pac-Man's twee mission to rescue a fairy and to lead her back to Fairyland takes him across deserts, over mountains, and through towns in search of the fairy and her magic boots. But nasties Blinky, Inky, Pinky, and Clyde are out to put a stop to Pac. Can you wait? I know I can. Review coming up. Pac-Land, you'll just have to contain your excitement. 2 tribes go to war. Microprose and Electronic Arts, 2 of AA's very favourite software houses, went down to the woods to play together, armed with Splatmaster pistols and pump-action carbines. They then proceeded to blow each other away in a mad orgy of violence. Luckily, they were only shooting paint pellets at each other. The woods in question, you see, are the HQ of the combat game just off the M42. Microprose's spokesman, Martin Moth, was modest in victory. I don't really know why we won. They just didn't have the instinct like we did. We were just so good, gung-ho and ready to kill. We employed nice flanking manoeuvres and sharp shooting to the best effect. Of course, we've been using Airborne Ranger to practice tactics. It's a brilliant combat simulator from Microprose, available now at $14.95, tape $19.95 from all good OK Moth Gear Off. For EA, production technician and leader of the game, Rupert Eastbrook, was ready with a convincing explanation for the humiliation. Yes, we lost. We just went for it every game. We were 6 more of them than us, and For every one of us they took out, we got one of these. At least we had fun, though. Really, it all came down to numbers. They were more militarised, they knew each other better. We didn't know all our programmers, so we lost out. At least we had fun. A rematch is probably on the books, and they can't really turn us down. There'll certainly be more matches in the software industry. Besides, as EA's Leslie Mansford quietly pointed out, where it really matters, EA have the upper hand. Chuck Yeager's Advanced Flight Simulator was last month's master game, and Airborne Ranger wasn't, so there. The Weekly. The New Computer Express. First news, first reviews every week. Simply a PC 2000 fiasco. So what is Unix? Ooh. An R-Type. Everything. Reaction. Once again, the Ed rips open a cascade of your correspondence. Dear readers, here goes again as your Ed. No, that's not me in the top of the page. Oh, okay. Faces another 3 pages of your letters on everything under the CPC sun. These are your pages, and there's a £15 software voucher for one lucky winner every month too. Put pen or printer to paper, please, and post it off pronto to Reaction. But we're terribly sorry, we really are too busy to reply personally, so no essays, please. Steve. P.S. By the way, all mail order subscription inquiries should be addressed to special offers and Reaction. We can do no more than pass letters on to them. Competition goes under. Well, the sun's shining and people in New Zealand are lounging around on our beautiful beaches, having a nice winter. No nuclear weapons, more sheep than you can ever imagine, and my AA37 birthday edition. Ah, paradise. Well, what is this? A Dragonlance competition? Gloria be, and I know the answers too. But despair. The page bottom says competition closes 31st October. This can't be here in New Zealand. I received my AA37, glad to see you got the number right, on the 15th of December. As you can see, it is entirely impossible for myself or any other New Zealander to enter your competitions. We pay $8, almost £3 for your magazine, and expect a full magazine, which entitles us to all privileges. How many other overseas readers have the same dilemma? Shall we form a conspiracy? All we want is an occasional competition designed for overseas readers, one with a long due date. Shane Morgan, Auckland. P.S. Where the answers as follows: 1 Crin, 2 St. George, 3 Smorg, 4 Chinese New Year, the start of the Year of the Dragon. Hey, first the good news. Shane, you got the answers right. Second, the bad news. It is unfortunate. We, all of us agree that our much loved overseas readers can't join in the competitions. But the truth is, we wouldn't get very many entries from people if we said, oh, by the way, it's open for 4 months. So you wouldn't get your prize even if you win for at least 5 or 6 months. Still, we're bearing it in mind, and we hope to be able to do an overseas competition before too long. In the meantime, we're sending you a £15 software voucher as a consolation prize. How's that? Oh, one last thing. You know what cracks out of you about our British weather, which has been great, at least in England? Alright, Ed's inability to get his issue numbers right. And we'll send Pat out to fix your CBC for you. That'll keep you quiet. They don't call him Splitter for nothing. On the 10th October last year, I sent off to Jeff Shakespeare for a ready-built joystick splitter, as advertised on page 16 of your June 88 magazine. I enclosed a cheque for £6.95. Since then, I've heard nothing from him, but I've noticed that he cashed the cheque on 25/10/88. I have since sent a letter to him on 1/12/88, but have still heard nothing since. I'm still waiting anxiously. Please help. A.J. Gush, Lydney. Unfortunately, Mr. Gush, there's very little we can do. We've written to Mr. Shakespeare. He's not on the phone on your behalf, and there's several other readers who've written with the same complaint. But as you found, he's not very keen on keeping up his correspondence. If by any chance you're out there, Mr. Shakespeare, we have a message for you. Supply the goods your cash checks for will face the consequences. If, however, there's been a genuine misunderstanding or confusion, we'd appreciate it if you'd get in touch and explain yourself. In the meantime, we suggest readers save their hard-earned cash and don't send it off to Mr. Shakespeare. One final small but nonetheless important thing, Mr. Gush, was at an advert. We received no money from Mr. Shakespeare. We simply informed viewers that he was making the service available. Bard's Tall Tale. I'm writing to answer the competition which you didn't print. The competition was to support the deliberate error in AA40. The prize was a year's subscription to Amstrad Acton, 10 free games of your own choice, and a copy of the Bard's Tale on disc. The answer is on page 47. The 3 pictures you have the wrong labels. Since I am the only entry, I have won the competition. I will settle for the Bard's Tale on disc. Oh, nice. Please send it to my address, which is at the start of the letter. David Barr, Hamilton. Better think quickly, lads. Try this one. Excuse number 384B. Never fails. How did you know about that competition, David? We were setting that up for the 100th issue of AA. You know, back in AA40, we printed a deliberate mistake. What was it? Now you've gone and blown the secret. Still, if you write to us when AA 100 comes out, we'll send you your prize, which may not be exactly what you expect. Ooh. Wait till we get to issue 100. Ooh. Extraneous? Your review in AA40 of the game's Winter Edition said that the game lets you choose your country and nationalities from a choice of 17 countries, ranging from Austria to West Germany via Japan and Mexico. Why is that question mark after Japan and an exclamation mark after Mexico? In the 87-88 season, a Japanese slalom skier finished 11th in slalom overall, 42 points. His name was Tatsuya Okalse. And the World Cup skiing calendar finishes with 2 meetings in Japan. As in Mexico, at the 1988 Winter Olympics, they won the coveted title Hot Country Champions in the bobsleigh event for men. Although not an official title, they still won it. Alex Trainer, Ellie. The reason? Sheer ignorance, I'm afraid, Alex. Sheer ignorance. Acid test and a route for Toot. 2 points. Firstly, on the Christmas cassette, well worth the extra 25p, the rocks on Isotopes, the highly addictive game, are, after close scrutiny, acid been cunningly disguised as a bluey-grey colour. Secondly, I missed about 13 issues, and when I was able to buy it again, to my horror, I found a hole in the mag. Not a real one. Toot was missing. The thing at the bottom of the page. Please bring him back. It makes your mag even better. David Todd, age 12, Harwich. Jeremy Fox-Geen, who wrote the excellent Isotopes game, would only comment, I see. He didn't really, we made that up. He is, you will note, a Jeremy and not a Sid. Get it? Oh. Toot, as regular readers will remember, has become a millionaire recluse in a secret mountain hideaway, but he did agree to make a guest appearance for David's letter. There he is. Yes, bring back Toot. I mean, otherwise you've got no one to blame mistakes on anymore. Airborne Ranger, are these missions too tough even for him? Yeah, nah. Hey, Sugar Man! A grueling day at Amstrad HQ. Snore. Alan Sugar, in, out. Suddenly, crash! Snore. Yeah, Sugar! Today you die! Snore. Even more suddenly, crash! Commodore, man! Don't do it, Atari Warrior. CPC sales were huge over Christmas. If Sugar decides to cut prices now, ST sales will suffer. But you're right, I can't kill him. Damn straight. Dixon sold more CPCs than Commodore 64, so I'm gonna kill him. Well, I dispute that strongly. His butter's mine. Nevertheless, I must insist. Thud. It's mine. So, what's the noise? I'm trying to snore. Biff, take that, eat fist. Yeah, just another normal day. Boys and girls come into play. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's an educational package for CPC. Steve Carey sees a pig fly past the window. It's been a standard complaint that the CPC does not have the educational software it deserves. We here at AA They've lost count of the number of times we've reluctantly had to disillusion parents with new Amstrads eager to make the most of all this excellent educational material that nice man in the shop told us about. With such a well-earned reputation as a machine that straddles the daft, serious games divide, it is only in this crucial area that is false start. Another badly researched, badly presented homebrew program masquerading as educational and suiting that label only in the sense that it teaches you to be more careful next time. It's not that there haven't been good releases, Ark and Born to come, but two have given the world good things and continue to supply them. But in general, the CPC has not been well served in this department. Hopping for the best? Oh no. Naomi loved it. Fun School 2, $9.95 tape, $12.95 disc. Teacher is a CPC. We're working on an educational special to appear in a future issue. I want to know how many schools have CPCs installed. Do you know of, or even better, go to a school that processes a CPC? If so, write and tell us, including your own name, address, and if possible, a date and phone number, the name of the school and the headmaster, and any other information you think we should know about. Come on now, do something for the CPC that's done so much for you. We're at the Educational Special Amstrad Action. We'd also like to hear about any educational software you found particularly good, or any unusual educational application involving a CPC. Back to Fun School 2. Good news! Bright, well presented, and jolly good fun. Bad news, inevitably limited variety. Over-eights might feel patronised. Let's all club together. I really read that. Let's all club together and slam Fun School 2. Well, file and forget. Disk base. $8.95 disc only. Includes PNP, Greyhound software. Good news. Friendly and extremely useful. Modestly priced. Bad news. Poor presentation and manual. It's like the colours used on this page. A Dog's Life. Father and son Tony and Ian Carter went into business specifically to market disc base. No relation to Greyhound Marketing Limited, by the way. The gestation period for the package has been a long one, Tony said. Over 2 years ago, the frustration of not knowing what was on our discs reached crisis point. We knew we could do better than the programs available at that time. Ian had designed the operation of the program and written all the special routines for the data storage and displays, the searches and the update. I didn't do so much. It's just discussing with Ian what the program should do and the basic for the menu displays and similar odds and ends. So the instructions are mine as well. Tony is a further education lecturer teaching physics and computer studies. Ian, Tony's eldest son, is at college. Stuart, Ian's brother, took and possessed the photo and said we could use it only on condition we mentioned him. Smart boy, he'll go far. Tony and Ian Carter, the team behind Disc Base. Alternative software. Back in AA40, there was a program on the cover tape called Disk Library System. It's excellent for a reader's program, but Disk Base offers superior speed and capacity. If you need to use such a program often, Disk Base wins hands down. By the way, Greyhound call it a disk and we call it a disc for K. No serious letters on the subject, please. Compumart, a great deal more for a good deal less. You get 10 discs for £20. Big deal. The Home Entertainment Centre. You may need to hire a haulage firm. Pat McDonald puts his back into it and comes up with an alternative too. We've got the TV tuner, the clock radio, the CPC. We even get the JY2 joystick. Software bundle even. And the disc. Very refined. The latest CPC equipment has been redesigned. The circuit board for the latest 464, for instance, is half the size of the original. Changes to the 6128 are less dramatic, but some of the disk components appear to have been integrated into a custom chip. One thing Amstrad have not done is to upgrade the ROM version or the memory. With all that extra space, it's the obvious thing to do. A 4128? Not now. The new board is harder for engineers to repair than the old one, simply because the components are closer together. And the JY2s have also been modified. From now on, two-player joystick games should be more common, because extra joysticks no longer clash with it. Top, the new lighter design, difficult to fix. Below, the old roomy circuit board. A horse, £100 for a horse. The budget hits vice-ridden Steve Carey pretty bad. In a desperate search for a remedy, he turns to betting. Now read on. Oh no. Just suppose a Martian were to land on Earth. The odds are he or she, it, would be more than little amused by man's little foibles. Why are they doing that? Might well be his favourite question. Why are people sucking smoke from lighted sticks when they know it kills them? Dance in hot rooms to that record is fun? Why does Bobby Robson carry on picking Terry Butcher? Even if you could understand all these things, how on earth do we explain why people persist in putting money in slot machines and perfectly good money on horse races? There's, after all, a perfectly stupid thing to do, but if you must do it, why not try and do it logically? Betting on horses that the available evidence suggests are more likely to win. Bet you a fiver you can't finish the review in time. Ooh. Somehow the boldness of the program is reassuring, as if they'd spend all the development money on getting the betting part right. Form Master, £99.95. Cassette or disc? Cascade. Good news, the manual alone could save you making bad bets. Assumes no previous experience. Bad news, £100 is a huge sum to invest. Takes a lot of time and application. New feature, Forum, a brand new question and answer session with Pat McDonald in the chair. A question of disk content. There's a problem common to all disk users. If you come across a disk you haven't seen for ages, you catalogue it and try to work out what all these strange file names mean. Is it possible to give us a routine to allow 16 characters to be saved? Even better, if the routine can be used with TASWord 6128. I realise there's a tall order, but AA has never refused a challenge. Len Phillips, Trehebert. Can anyone help? I dare say that's possible, but the question is it possible to program such a utility that can fit into type-ins? A product is available from a romantic robot called Rodos. This is a ROM that, when used with a ROM board, hijacks the disk operating system. When Rodos is on, MS-DOS uses 16-digit file names, along with subdirectories and other very useful disk facilities. It costs $29.95 and Romantic can be contacted at that number. £40 if you honour our offer. Forum is designed to do the jobs previously done by Wordsworth, Hot Tips and Problematic, which always overlap to some extent anyway. It will be as big as you want it to be, depending on your reaction and the number and quality of letters we receive. Give away £40 for this. Ooh. Don't crash, use a rubber band. In AA41, you reply to a letter in Problematic from David Maiden, pointed out a very annoying problem of connector wobble and the subsequent crashing of the computer. I have a 464 disk drive and multi-face too, and for some time now, no crashes have occurred. This is because I have two rubber bands about 100mm in diameter, measured while flat, holding the interface to the black box. This tip may not be earth-shattering or amazingly high-tech, but it does work. Heath McStay, Carluke. Yes, Carluke. Great right too, Heath. I'd be inclined to argue that the lower tech the solution, the better. In fact, there's a tenner on offer for the very lowest tech solution to any computing problem. Tell us all about your second drive constructed out of paper mache and paper clips. And no tech. No tech. Routine inquiry. I need a routine which starts and stops an on-screen timer by a trigger from the joystick port. I need to resolve to the nearest 1,000th of a second. David Thompson, Glasgow. A tricky question. The internal Amstrad clock runs at 300 pulses a second. You're talking pure machine code here. Any offers? Yeah, they're not going to do it themselves. Here's bar CPM. We still get this as curtains for Richard Montero, folks. Regrets? I've had few too many. Yep, this is it. Finito, the end. There's no more. For our final session, we examine Ed. Oh no. It's the last one. Well, folks, as the sun sinks majestically in the west, we bid a fond farewell to Richard, who's been appointed editor of Future's ST Amiga format. And you can whistle for the check, Montero. We shall not see his like again. Mean, moody, and magnificent. Well, 2 out of 3 ain't bad, Rich. Now, there's hunky Montero girls as he graced the cover of AA-15. Of course, he was a lot younger then. He doesn't half look old now. Comms a time. Oh dear. More modems. Midget Jim. What a great name. Amstrad SM2400 modem. £286.35. That's how much modems cost back then. Amstrad released another standalone modem suitable for any computer with an RS-232 port. That includes, of course, with an interface, a CPC. The ROM Ranger. One of the most wonderful features the CPC's designers included in the system is its ability to access programs stored on external ROM chips. It's so fast to enter these programs from the keyboard that even disks look snail-like by comparison. Phil Craven, the ROM Ranger himself, investigates. Handled with care, ROMs and other chips for that matter are sensitive creatures. Some are susceptible to damage by static electricity. Never touch the pins, and always insert them the right way around according to the instructions supplied with the board. Some final points to bear in mind. The 464 normally allows ROMs in slots 0 to 7, the low group, whereas the 664 and 6128 can also use slots 8 to 15, the high group. Slot 0 is used by BASIC and is normally off limits to external ROMs. Slot 7 is used by the disk drive ROM, but it is available on the 464 without drive. Boards which connect to the computer with ribbon cables lie flat on the desk behind it. Others fit vertically and take up very little space at the rear. And as stated, the boards will fit all CPCs. All boards have through connectors for further expansions. Normal retail prices are shown, but if you shop around, you may well discover differences in price. Budget software. Flight simulators let you find out if you've got what it takes to fly an aircraft. Yes, Chancellor gives Trenton Webb the chance to pilot the economy. This should be a laugh. Yes, Chancellor, Topologica, $14.95 disc. To bust or to boom, that is the question. Is it nobler than the bank to suffer the slings and arrows of high inflation, or to take action against unemployment, or by taxation, and by taxation end it? The choice of policy is yours. In pay deals with public sector unions, international crises, and the dreaded public opinion polls. The aim of the simulation is to stay in power for 3 terms of office, which is often not so much a question of fiscal policy as just hanging on. Good news, educational, and fun too. Bad news, a little dated politically in parts, necessarily simplified. print head-to-head. The printers again. The Citizen 120D, £159, excluding VAT. And the Mannesmann Tally MT81, £149, excluding VAT. How they compare? Don't believe manuals. Okay, don't believe manuals. Well, there we go. Where are the games bit? A tiny list of games. We have a total of 6 games in this issue. Maybe we'll be lucky and get through them all in one session. Soon find out, I guess. Anyway, hallelujah. That's not how you spell it. Oh, don't make such a fuss. It's only Trenton Webb. Master Game, Vindicators, page 38. ISS Programmer Interview, page 40. Last Duel, no innovation awards this page. Chico's latest exclusive interview, page 45. And Dizzy is back, eating fast food, page 36. So, our first game is Last Duel, by Capcom apparently. It's really US gold, but yeah, whatever. $9.99 cassette, $14.99 disc, joystick or keys. Bored of conventional shoot 'em ups? Tired of solving adventures too quickly? Do you sit on the edge of your seat, eagerly awaiting the next big breakthrough in computer game world? Do you turn breathlessly to each review, longing for a completely new concept in game design? Well, I'm sorry, but the wait continues, and until then, here's a game that breaks no new ground whatsoever. The storyline tells of a ferocious war between the twin planets of Mu and Bacula. During the fighting, Princess Hafita, God bless her gov, I think she's lovely, has been kidnapped by the Golden Tribe of Bacula. So what's to be done? Pay the ransom and get her back? Forget her and pretend you've always been a republic? Or kill as many of the Golden Tribe as humanly possible, with only the slim chance of rescuing the princess into the bargain? The latter is the only feasible option, of course. And you're going to need the very latest super duper death-dealing devices to do it. So what have those geniuses at the weapons factory come up with? A 3-wheeled battle car? Oh yes, thank you very much, just what you always wanted. An armoured reliant Robin. The enemy uses tanks, gun emplacements and monsters, and you get a vehicle that hasn't even got a reasonable number of wheels. Beginning in the long metallic corridor and a vertically scrolling screen, your aim is to drive your wonky battle car and fight a plane in 2-player mode along the valley, avoiding the enemy defences or simply blowing them out of your way. Baculian craft try to shoot or ram you while fortifications are placed en route to try and force you over traps in the road. To fight back, you drive over power icons during the run, increasing the amount of shells you launch and improving your chances of hitting those golden tribesmen and the baculars. They'll bring tears to the eyes. The vehicles used alternate level by level. The vehicles used alternate level by level. Player 1's a 3-wheeler on levels 1, 3 and 5, and a rocket-firing space plane on 2, 4 and 6. Player 2 uses the fighter plane on all levels. This adds to the level of difficulty, especially on levels 1, 3 and 5. For you must avoid shooting your teammate, who would probably not see the funny side. Oh no. The end of stage guardians, which also vary from level to level, dragons, bats, dinosaurs, spiders and the like, add variety and difficulty, sadly lacking during the rest of the game. Not that the game is easy to complete, far from it. The same theme is just repeated endlessly. Graphically, Last Duel is excellent, with superbly smooth sprite movement, backed by a great soundtrack. As with most of this month's games, though, highly competent artwork, coding and music do not mean that the actual game is enjoyable and worth playing. It's better than a duff game with naff sound and vision, but hard graphic and audio work are let down with poor gameplay. First day target score complete level 1. 3 wheels on my Robin. These things just drag on and on. Oh. Second opinion. The game is very different from anything I've seen. I wasn't sure what was meant to be happening or what I was supposed to be doing. Graphics are good, but that's all there is. David Patient, 12. Green screen, clear as a bell. The verdict. Graphics 87%, solid gold graphics, but you keep falling off the screen. Sonic 76%, somber soundtrack, but great all the same. Grab factor 47%, not so much as a grab, more a limp handshake. Staying power 56%, worth playing for the pictures and music. A rating 63%, nothing to make it outstanding. Okay, now we get to try it out. I know, I haven't even updated. I knew I forgot to do something. Okay. Alright. Okay. Oh, we got this again. Alcatraz protection system. Last Duel. Interplanet War 2012. TTX! The mark of quality. This is the one player. Defaults 2 players for some reason. Start game. Bar 1. Take car. There's the sound of gunshots. I don't follow the holes. That's a speed shot. Oh, dead. Oh. Well, that didn't last long. we should have shot the turrets first or something. Oh. Yes, sir, spawn me on the background. Oh, that'll be that, right? Yep. Game over. Is there any reason not to go slowly? I wonder. Oh no. I get stuck in there. Okay, I probably didn't really want to do that. I'm gonna fall down, of course. Who is the boss? Oh no. We have to redo this every time. They just hide. We can jump, which is something, I guess. Now we figure something out. And fire apparently jumps. There you go. Oh, here's the third one. There we go. Alright, stage 2. Nice fight. Now with a plane. Go down here, huh? Come back here. This does not look. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I'm supposed to know that's going to happen. Like this one. Oh, another one. Right, sure, another one just appears. Well, we got the one-day target score, didn't we? Well, that was fun. I'm sure we'll see a lot more TTX games in the future. Anyway, we'll move on. Right, next game is Fast Food by Codemasters. $2.99 cassette, joystick or keys. Another cracking AA exclusive. We're going there a lot now. Yes, it's the lovable funster again, Dizzy, the Oliver Twins pension fund. Did you think such an exciting character would stay away from the screen for more than a month? Of course not. I was down for a full plate. Here's Fast Food. This is no ordinary Dizzy game, though, and no longer is he confined to desert islands, shame, and the like. He's out and about and living in Hampton Court. Well, maybe not Hampton Court exactly, but a system of mazes he runs around munching all in his path. The aim is to consume all manner of high-fat and low-fibre items before sort of meanies put him on a diet for the rest of existence. Sound familiar? Of course it does. Dizzy has got the Pac-Man-itis. This disease, usually fatal, causes the unwitting sufferer to charge around labyrinths in search of said objects until such time as he or she is caught and exterminated by an ever-increasing host of pursuers. The disease can even be passed on to anyone experiencing exposure to such a game, resulting in one or two states. If it is a bad case, a duff imitation not fit for human consumption, then the result is a massive boredom, and in rare cases a novel twist on the classic idea, complete and utter obsession. Fast Food is an example of the latter, a really original arrangement of a concept that by all rights should have given up the ghost, and be pushing up the daisies long, long ago. It is one vital ingredient so often lacking: yolks. This sugar is supplied by the extra special host Dizzy himself, of course, offering a reviewer the chance for some excruciating puns. Dizzy quite simply has to negotiate the mazes and eat the various foodstuffs he finds there. The menu is not large, varying from hamburgers to milkshakes, jars of relish to roast chickens. Aha! So Dizzy is a cannibal. Doesn't he know where eggs come from? And I don't mean Tesco's. Moral outrage aside, the purpose of eating all this wholesome fare is to gain points and a couple of kilos to the bargain. That is the entire focus of the game. No killing, no rescue, just a chance to score more points than anyone else and to boost your ego. The first few levels are easy as even an egg wearing boxing gloves could wish. No, with no one trying to exterminate him, it's just a case of getting used to how the mazes work and what effect the special items that appear have. Eat the green rhubarb and you speed up. Well, you would, wouldn't you? Red rhubarb and slow down. Huh? Others such as red relish makes your pursuers freeze, while green makes you invulnerable to their touch. As you progress, not only do the mazes get more difficult, but the numbers and doggedness of the chasers, all suffering from omelette frenzy, increases. Every move becomes more frantic as you feel you've leapt out of the frying pan, Dizzy, into the fire. The whole game exudes a refreshingly self-mocking air. The soundtrack exhibits the now traditional synthesized speech, as always more synthesized than speech, and a tune that runs through the entire game. It's not exactly exciting, but a slapstick. The slapstick fit the game like an egg cozy. Okay. Neil Adamson's graphics also have a yokeness about them that make the game fun to watch, as well as play. Incidental details to the game itself, such as the side illustration, is a fitting example. Little Dizzy is seen escaping Bonzo, Fido, Pippa, and Whizzer, the pursuers, with a look of slight concern on his face. In fact, extreme terror would be a better phrase. On screen, the action is clear and bright, and with even the fine details such as Dizzy's little red wellies and gloves wriggling around like mad whenever he runs. Too much of that green rhubarb. So fast food is an exception to the rule. You can't revive an old idea and make it exciting and enjoyable. The range of difficulty is such that young and old gamers can all play and find a challenge, without needing super fast reflexes or being an egghead. The fresh style of presentation and lightness of touch. What? Oh. The fresh style of presentation and lightness of touch, making it must for Pac fans and Dizzy experts alike. First aid target score depends on your age and ability. He's not showing off, he's just an extrovert. Is Dizzy cracked up? A real chicken and egg situation. The Oliver's research fast food. Pat McDonald is not responsible for McDonald's, by the way. Second opinion. Oh. An inexpensive, exceptionally excellent, exhilarating, and exciting entertainment, if somewhat exhausting, that exceeds expectations. I'm not exaggerating. Sorry about the excruciating yolks, though. Green screen, acceptable. The verdict, graphics 77%, varied maze designs and layout. Little cartoons are fun to watch. Sonic 73%, jolly tune. Oliver Twins, sack your voiceover man now. Grab factor 71%, easy to pick up, but remains challenging to the end. Staying power 81%, an extensive number of levels. AA rating 77%, great value for such an inexpensive game. Oh. 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 Off we go, I guess. Alright. Time for more Dizzy. Oh, look, quick throw. No cheating. We're not cheating. Codemasters, fast food program, the Oliver Twins, graphics, Neil Adamson. He's so happy. Written by the Oliver Twins, for Codemasters. Slow and stupid, Bonzo. Right, scores. Dizzy, Fido, Pippa, Wizard, Bonzo. Bonzo now. Other great games: Super Robin Hood, Ghost Hunters, Grand Prix Simulator, Dizzy, Pro Ski Simulator, Jet Bike Simulator, 3D Starfighter, Fruit Machine Simulator, The Race Against Time, Pro BMX Simulator, Advanced Pinball Simulator, Treasure Island Dizzy, BMX Simulator 2, Grand Prix Simulator 2, and more. Slow but sure, Fido. Let's just get started. Starting at level 1. Push up or down to change. You can 6 stages. How many stages are there? 20. At least you can start at level 20. I don't know if there's more than 20 or not. Anyway, let's go. So yeah, we've got no enemies to start with. Points. Get ready. Again, still no enemies yet. No idea what it does. Our first enemy. Here. Extra life! Photo! This has got a steamroller. killed him. Just killed it for Steamroller. Does that mean I can kill the ghost? We'll find out in a minute. Oh, never mind. Level 5. Right now we've got 2. This one's faster. Well, the power-up's gone. Get ready. We've got 3 enemies. Right? Yeah, we can kill them. They do regenerate, but here we go. Oh, okay, we get through the AMI. Alright. Level 6 done. Extra life. Escapes. I'm sure those probably still could be if I get in so much as close to them or frozen. I was hoping they would actually like work. Huh? Hello! Do the stage all over again. Oh no. Oh. What am I gonna do now? They'll kill me if I touch them, right? What are you gonna do? What you do? Do it all again. Just follow this dude. Plan. But he's coming back. Here you go. Hey. Whew. Extra! Live! Eat me! Whoosh! Right, you can do that in the game. Ooh, speed up. Oh no. Everything speed up! Whew, okay. Level 11. Staying at the top now. I kill everything. Huh? Level 12. Oh no, it's a cartoon bomb. Good read. Oh no. Huh? Level 14. I've got static food now. Alright, level 15. Oh, that's it. It was quick. Uh-oh. Dizzy killed another dude. Okay, we can go through those. Oh jeez, it changed the direction. That's not fair. The chicken's getting away. Alright. Level 17. 18. Oh no. I'm staying here. Well, there's a time limit or anything. Right? Level 19 coming up. Now what's Disney gonna be doing? Let's get a helicopter! Whee! Bye! We're coming. Right. Yes, 20 levels. How much more is there? There is more. It doesn't help. It just speeds everything up. Oh, geez, turn around. Four enemies now. no, I'm tripped. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, you're coming back. Okay. Okay. There. Oh no, you got a cannonball! Ah! Hey, you at least got a concussion now. Oh no, I'm trapped. I'm trapped. One's a little too much. See that? Oh no. Oh! My finger slipped. Turn around. Can't do that, it's cheating. How do we get through this now? I can't go through there. Yeah, that's how you do it. Yeah. That burger. You can do it. Yeah. Faster than this idiot. Oh, I can't get through there. Dang it. Got things here, this would be useful. There you go. That's how you do it. Right. Level 24. Oh no, that was a mistake. Mistakes were made. Oh no! What are you turning around for? Can't do that in Pac-Man. No, this is not good. Yeah, he's just gonna come down here and kill me. Now he doesn't turn around on his own for his own reasons. Oh no, I'm trapped again. That's that. 24 stages, that's right, I guess. Does this do anything? No, there's nothing. Oh. No, that's fast food. We'll move on. Took long enough to play. No. Next game is not Operation Hormuz. Fortunately, we've already done that. Vindicators. It's our master game by Tengen. $9.99 cassette, $14.99 disc. Keys. Just keys. Take 2 tanks, add 14 space stations, a few bangs and flashes, and what have you got? You've got what sounds like the ideal formula for a no-holds-barred arcade conversion. That's what. As Tengen's first launch, Vindicators is the shape of things to come. But what shape is that? For the answers to these and other questions, read on, Macduff. It's not every computer magnet offers you Shakespeare quotations in the first paragraph of a games review. Thanks for the memory. As reported in last month's AA, Domark has secured the license for the conversion of at least 5 Atari coin-ops over the next 3 years. The lofty boasts of the launch can now be examined in the cold light of a CPC monitor as Vindicators comes to town. The Tangent Empire, in relation to their logarithms and the cosine tribe, are trying to take control of the outside galaxy, TR-15. You, commander of an SR-88 strategic battle tank, are trying to stop them carrying out their evil plan. There are 14 space stations to be captured if you are to halt the invasion. So it's into the mothership and a warping we will go to start vindicating. You start by selecting which station you liberate first, and then sit back and watch as the stars glide by in a warp drive. Very Star Wars like it. Now they're not your average white on bluey black, but pretty little multicoloured things that fly past, setting the tone for a colourful and fast game. Then as if by magic a tank or tanks are unloaded and it's time to go off at the tangents. So, the waiting is over and wasting begins. The balance of power is good. Your tank is better armed and armoured than the tangents. They have the numerical edge. This is the plan. Duck and dive the shots of the opposition, using the interior walls of the station for cover. Then sneak up on the enemy tanks from the side or behind and let them have it. If a head-to-head shooting match develops, your SR-88 will come out tops beyond doubt, but only once or twice. Your armor very quickly gets blown to pieces if your concentration lapses. The Tangents are a vicious and vindictive bunch, and would probably make good magazine editors. I heard that, Webb. Ed. And if you sit still for more than a minute, they gang up and come down on you in force. This is an advantage if you're well up on armour, because it saves hunting them down. Or a real downer when supplies are on low and there's nowhere to run. The waiting game is not helped by a bomber slowly pursuing you. Remain stationary and it drops bomb after bomb on your shiny new tank, sapping valuable armour. And since he's flying, you can't shoot him. All the protection you can find is needed for that other old chestnut of the tangent world, pillboxes. Now, these literally pop up everywhere and are both good and bad news. Good because when destroyed, they leave behind nice little presents. More of that anon. Bad because destroying them is not easy. The turrets are square fortifications that fire in almost any direction and only have one vulnerable spot. Timing is essential to gain the rewards without taking a hammering. The goodies the exploding baddies donate to the Vindicators' war effort, stars or fuel, can be traded like Tiger tokens once you have liberated the space station. Other bonus stars and fuel can be found abandoned by the fleeing Tangents or by attacking a tough station. The stars help you finish the tank of your dreams with extra shots, armour and powers. They give you a little more bang for your buck. The fuel gives you the power to get through the station. Last picture before the motorway sort of thing. The great feature of Vindicators is the two-player function. This is nothing new, but often it just confuses the gameplay with too much action. This is not the case here, for the tank sprites are clearly defined and not overly large, allowing two players enough of the screen to know what's happening. The 3D multi-directional scrolling screen, faithful to its Atari ancestors, is full of colour, not all tasteful, and strong on solid stable settings. Everything moves well without flicker, and the visual effects, explosions and warp drive are a pleasure. The CPC's colours and graphic capabilities are expertly exploited to give the game variety and character. Your tank is not simple to control. The problem is the nature of the original arcade machine, which featured 2 hand grips per tank, one for each caterpillar track, which can't be reproduced even on a CPC. A compromise has been achieved. 4 keys are used, one each for forward and reverse, and for turning left and right. Sounds simple, but in the heat of battle your tank has rotated several times. It's an achievement just remaining oriented and not accidentally firing on your partner. The last thing you want to do, especially if they hit on points. Hint, hint. Vindicators is a great arcade conversion. It's fast, furious and fun, especially in 2-player mode. Many hours' work will go into reaching your 14th space station, only for you to mix up the controls and get blasted by your teammate. Whoops. There's not much to think about it, but the game's pace ensures this doesn't really matter. You just keep blasting. At the launch of Tengen, Mark Strahan, Joint Managing Director of Domark, expressed their aim thus: we want to provide the end user with high quality, faithfully converted and thoroughly enjoyable games. As the first release on a new label, they had to get it right or Atari would have slapped their legs. The question though is whether they can maintain such a high standard. If they can, it looks like a good year for CPC owners everywhere. If not, so hot for the Tangent Empire. First day target score, trash a space station. See you later, Vindicator. Don't be such a panzer, stand and fight. Oh, put a tiger in your tank. We've got a second opinion. Everything Trenton says is true, though perhaps he doesn't quite get across what a good-looking game Vindicators is. In fact, my only complaint is that the title of the game is so boring. The game itself certainly deserves better. Green screen. Gameplay is fine, if dull in comparison. The verdict. Graphics 92%. Vibrant sprites and background. Vile blend of colours. Love it. Sonic's 82%. Vicious explosions. Very tiring after a short while. Grab factor 79%. Versatile tanks are an immediate hit. Vacuous plot, but it doesn't really matter. Staying power 86%. Violent fun for hours of destruction. Great battle in space. AA rating 90%. Vent those vile, violent tendencies and get vindicating. Reflect the vanguard of a new wave in arcade conversions. Okay. Vindicators. Computer game by Consult CS. 1988. Tengen Atari Games Inc. All rights reserved. Let's go. Zone 1 easy, no bonus. Zone 2 medium, 20 stars. Zone 3 hard, 40 stars. We'll stick with easy. Entering station 1. Level 1. Back off. Not really much in the way of sound in game, is there? Tank has abysmal range. Because your tank has got tank controls. There goes some fuel. Ow. That didn't help much. We're running out of fuel. Star. star. Key. Enter door. Go in. Here we go. We finished the stage. Can we upgrade? Shot range. We need shot range. Oh, that's a lot better. Oh, restart level. Lose a life, you restart the level. Okay. We don't leave anything behind. All this fuel. Ow. Ow. Ah! Stop blocking my view. Ow. Star. Key. Kinda need that. Oh, okay, got him. Somehow. Okay, destroy it for me. Good tank. We got a blue key. Okay, here we go. Tank armor, tank bomb, cannon bombs. Yeah, spend everything. Think we need any more range though. Look, we almost did. You know what that means? We have to restart the level again. Okay, it just happens anyway. It just runs out and you're dead. More stuff over here. Oh, that blows you up. Okay. I thought it was the pickup. No, apparently it's not. Don't have the range. Oh, restart level. Do it all again. Shoot that. Oh, not much in the way of choice here, is there? Oh, they can go through the mines. Sure. Another option. Oh, we can go on the side, can't we? Right? Yeah. Alright. Shot range, shot power. More shot power would be good. Oh. 9, 8, 7, 6. Oh, no. Did we die? Sure, go for a shield. Station defeated! We beat a station! 1 of 14. Okay, warp drive, here we go. Look at multicoloured stars. Doing station 2, level 1. Oh, great. Is that missing? Key. Here we go. We've got no stars at all. There's one right there. There's a destroyed hard luck commander. Oh well. That's Vindicators. Oh, did better than I thought I would. Oh well. Alright. Sure that was long enough. Don't need to play it again. Okay. Next game. Next game. See if we can get through them all in the next 45 minutes. Incredible Shrinking Sphere by Electric Dreams. $9.99 cassette. $14.99 disc. Joystick. Just joystick. Balls. That's what the Sanfamidorians have loads of. So many, in fact, they even fly them into battle. But this requires training, the passing of a driving test, and so on. And that's where you come in, for you've been elected as saviour of the Sphere Corps Battle Training School. They have this problem. Their Colonel-in-Chief, Matt Ridley, has gone got a bit off his rocker. Tired of being desk-bound, he went and jumped in one of the lighter spheres and tried to complete the training area's death run, friendly sort of name, in one go. He didn't quite make it. Well, he got himself into the scrape, so in my opinion, he can jolly well get himself out. As the brave hero of the hour, however, you're not as heartless as this ruthless reviewer, and take the job, you mad impetuous fool you. So into the fray you leap, after that is leaping into your ball. Before attempting the death run, though, there's a few things you need to know if you are to avoid the same fate as Colonel Ridley. The training area is viewed from the side and scrolls around your sphere as you wander into the wild blue, orange, yonder. The screen is crisp and clear, generally moving smoothly. It's only when high speeds are reached, or there is an exceptional amount of sprite activity, there's the occasional flicker. Its graphics design, though, is most disconcerting, for it lacks shadow. The result is that you get disoriented, with the screen appearing to turn upside down, along with your stomach. The Corps used the training area to give pilots experience handling their combat spheres in dangerous situations. It is composed of tiers of mazes constructed from tectonic tiles. The aim of the training run is to work your way through the labyrinth, proceeding down through 4 levels, each of which is subdivided into plates. It sounds simple enough, but there's a catch, isn't there always? For throughout the maze are numerous ways of catching out the reckless and sending them to their doom. To start with, each tile contains a self-destruct timer, which is activated when your ball passes above it. Even though every tile takes a different time to self-destruct, this effectively means there's no turning back, for if you are foolish enough to stray over a destroyed tile, you find that it is turned into a sphere vaporizer. Not something that can be considered good news. Furthermore, where are we? Furthermore, throughout each level, just for good measure, you understand, are assassin spheres. These chaps are annoying little devils that seem to be generated indefinitely from little cellars in the maze. Their aim in life is to collide with the sphere and then explode, killing you both. Not much of a job, but they do it with gusto. Who's gusto? And annoyingly well. Last in the long list of features out to get you, and the most important of all, is that some of the tiles you have to go over actually alter the sphere's molecular structure. One tile makes you bigger, one tile makes you small, and some distort your volume, which is where the title comes from. This can be both a bugbear and a boon. Sometimes the extra maneuverability in the small sphere is desirable. Other times, a lightweight version can be useful to help you skate across a decaying tile. On other occasions, your speed or weight may be altered, and the resultant loss of control causes you to career into one of the many traps scattered carelessly around the place. Ones to watch out for in particular include prisons, points deductors, pinball-esque rebound pins, moving walls, and countless other goodies to amuse, amaze, and annoy. On the plus side, at last something to give you a chance, you are allowed to place 4 ammunition dumps throughout each level. This is not obligatory, but you'd be rather silly trading your ammunition supplies for a few hundred bonus points. Also, throughout the network of plates, there are shield generators, which give you immunity to contact with the assassin's drones. This is highly desirable, because if they touch you, it's Venetian blinds time. Yep, curtains. It's good to see perseverance being rewarded, and with each 50,000 points and extra spheres gained up to a maximum of 7, chance will be a fine thing. Points are up for grabs by shooting assassins, completing levels, and passing over reward tiles. Points are nice, but you must exercise restraint and not go all out for the reward tiles. Remember, the timers run on all the squares, and while you are amassing points, your escape route may be decaying, forcing you to sit tight and wait for the world, or at least the floor, literally to fall in around you. One thing your sphere doesn't like is being told what to do. As you can well imagine, this causes problems when you're trying to avoid prisons, gaping holes in the floor, and assassin drones. The sphere veers off to just exactly the wrong angle to avoid that rebound booster, and so off you go, flying into everything in your path, completely out of control. Roulette time, and you're the ball. Don't go rushing in, your life is on the line. Having landed safely on the death run, the first thing to do is to get tooled up. Shields and bullets are needed if you are to stand any chance of reaching the next level. It's a whole new ball game. A shrinking sphere gathers no moss, St. Felmodorian proverb. Sphere today, gone tomorrow. Oh no. You land equipped with 1 magazine, hope it's AA, full of ammo, but this soon dwindles as you start to mix it with these assassin spheres without any shields. A photon protection shield can be obtained by finding and then actually managing to pass above one of the tiles emblazoned with a coat of arms. Luckily, the shield dumps, like the ammunition supplies you drop at the outset of the game, are inexhaustible. They are though prone to decay, and so don't get greedy and stay around once continually topping up your tanks. It's best to shape up and ship out as soon as possible. Now armed to the teeth, you're ready to seek out the way into the next plate of this level. Most of the mazed areas interconnect. But, where are we? Most of the mazed areas interconnect, but if you take the long way around, you'll find it impossible to reach the black hole that transports you to the next stage. Yes, I did say black hole. The Chinese use bikes to get from A to B, Londoners use the tube, St. Felmodorians use black and white holes. So it's quicker than the bus, but which would you choose? The route becomes obvious after a few circumnavigations of the plate. It's easy to spot the most difficult way to go between 2 points. Just head for the smallest corridors, the decayed tiles, and the most tightly packed groups of assassin spheres. That way progress lies. The style of gameplay does not change much from its original premise. It just evolves and never gets more complex and tricky, as if controlling the sphere wasn't enough. Moving walls starts to appear, providing shortcuts or temporarily blocking way. Ramps replace exits, and these must be taken when the sphere's speed and mass are balanced correctly, or the ramp gives out under the weight. In some instances, walls must be charged after building up speed and literally broken through. If you are to continue on your quest for the courageous Colonel Ridley. A combination of simple concept, like a Pac-Man pinball crossbreed, and complex gameplay works well, if not perfectly. The graphics, excellent when the action is at a slow pace, become jittery when things hot up, leaving you confused, eye-strained, and with a migraine. The sphere is too hard to control, and many a joystick will end its days being wrenched too hard as you sail into danger. It's like trying to control Pac-Man after he's had a couple of pints of shandy on a Saturday night. Incredible Shrinking Sphere could never be considered a fun game to play. It is a challenge you find either enthralling or excruciating, depending on your mood. The game demands constant attention because the penalty for losing a sphere is a one-way ticket back to the start of the level. And then you have to have all that fun again. Yippee! Eventually you make it back to base, having rescued the world's most useless commander-in-chief. What you really need is a good sit-down and a cuppa. Those nice people at Sphere Corps have a surprise for their conquering hero. You're going back in, and this time just to stop getting bored and make things tougher. Oh well, that's just life. It's a bore, really. First day target score, 20,000. May the fours be with you. The team that created Incredible Shrinking Sphere, Fours Field, are a group of 4 programmers and designers currently working in conjunction with Activision and Electric Dreams. Stefan and Anne Ofnowski, Colin Reed, and Steve Green, who form the nucleus of the group, shoulder the entire conceptual and developmental workload, occasionally bringing in outside programmers to work on specific machine conversions. Stefan has had a long and varied history in the world of game software. He started writing adventures 3 years ago, producing titles like Rebel Planet and the Silver Chalice winning Caliph. Since then, he's worked on the graphics for the arcade-style games such as US Gold's Masters of the Universe, Dream Warrior, and Captain America. This mixed programming and design background has led directly to the development of ISS. We were looking for a game with a shoot-'em-up element as well as puzzles, Stefan remembers, a game that had as many mental challenges as Reflex ones. Working on ISS was a very good experience for all the programmers, says Anne. It was one of those rare projects that was all but trouble-free from the beginning to end. From the time it was designed to the day it was handed over to the software house for testing, the game took 7 months to put together, late February to September 1988. Force Field positive feelings about ISS stem from their strong sense of teamwork, with each member of the group contributing at all stages to the development of the game, right from the original design concept up to the final gameplay testing. If their future's so bright, they gotta wear shades. The current project is Time Scanner, also for Activision, and due for release this month. Above, the Force Field crew, Anna and Stefan Ofnowski, Colin Reed and Steve Green, and left 2 of Stefan's previous projects, Captain America and Dream Warrior. If I remember this particular version of it was done by external programmers, and I think they gave it to the Oliver twins. So the Oliver twins did this. It's all their fault. Okay. Oh, we should do the ratings, shouldn't we? They gotta do that. Can't forget everything. Well, the second opinion as well. Second opinion. ISS certainly looks the part, and the smooth movement and shiny graphics look impressive enough. It's not as easy to get started as many people would hope. And while that does mean you get more for your money, it is discouraging. There's lots to do in this game if you have the interest. Green screen? Good. The verdict. Graphics. 87%. Great at low speed. Jumps around at high. Sonic, 79%. Effects are good. Tune is pleasant-ish. Grab factor, 63%. Too difficult to pick up instantly. Staying power, 81%. Finish the main game and you get newer, nastier one. A rating, 82%. Depth ensures longevity. If you can muster the enthusiasm to find out. Alright, let's get started then. Okay. Electric Dream Software. Oh, a spinny logo. Presents a software studio's production. Ah, yes, yes. Incredible Shrinking Sphere by Force Field. Ivan Flink, John Paul, Colin Anthony, and let's get started. Place ammunition dumps. This is a map here. Doesn't tell you where exits are. Stick one there. Stick one here. Who knows where the exit is? You get points for that too. Alright, off we go. Okay, so this tile. Alright, that did nothing. Well, that makes you big. Okay, can stop moving now. Let's go back small again. There you go, the tiles are disappearing. Okay, now we're small again. Go! Oh, that's a death. Redo the whole stage again, idiot. Oh, jeez. Okay, let's go small. Yeah. Oh. Oh! Can we go back up now? Yep, okay. So this is what that does. Okay, shield. Go through here. Question mark. I wonder what that does. Okay, it does that. Oh, jeez. Made me big. Can I even get out this size? Oh, okay. It's small again. I know what the plus does. Well, that's the ammunition dump. That's what that is. Is that a shield thing? Okay. What even is this up here? Oh, jeez. What is that doing? I have no idea what that did. Oh no, it's going to do it again. It's like a trap. It just takes a sweet time. Back this way. Okay. What we got this way? Is it a dead end? It's a dead end. Of course it's a dead end. Oh, come on. Down. I think I should push diagonals to move diagonally, but no. It doesn't work that way. At least generally. My ammunition right here. Oh, geez, come on. This is not Marble Madness. But we'll say it is better than Marble Madness. Okay, down we go. Whee! What is minus? Look at these tiles. These are all going to make me big. Let's refill our shield. Oh! Okay, that kills you then. Back to the beginning you go again! That's a bit rough. Okay, this is the shrink tile. It's the last life. Ah, get the shield. Oh. Oh. Yeah, restarting when you die is rough. I don't think there's any sort of checkpoints or whatever. Check something here. Move cruiser to position. So on the first level you can pop them. Clearly the strategy is firstly avoid the enlarged tile. So use this hole to transport down. Shield here. It makes the first contact with the aliens easier. How do you actually clear a plate? That wasn't really explained. Oh, come on. Move. Come on. Reset the shield. Come on. Move. Thank you. Down through the little gap here. This is the annoying bit. This stupid question mark tile right here. Okay, we're out. Stop now. Stop moving. Okay, bit of control back. Okay. So we'll go the other way so we don't get stuck in that trap. Shield here. Up through here. Up, come on, up. Oh, no, it's this. Through here, come on. You can make it. Yep, you can make it. Come on. Oh, jeez. Shield back. Refresh the shield. Oh no, we hit this tile again. Ammo. And teleport. Come on. And in the hole, come on. Bigger again. What is a shield? I want that. We can't get in there. So looking, I don't know, for stuff. These points here. One. I can get through there because I'm too big. Oh, oof. Sometimes he's a bit slow to speed up. Another shield icon. Knock up to. Oh, it's one of those spinny things. So I can't get through here. barely. Hopefully I can get back out again. Am I stuck? Come on. Let's get out of here. Come on, get fit. You gotta do it. Don't touch that. Don't touch that. No, here we go. What is that shrink thing? Running out of shield though, that's the problem. Can we shrink again? We can shrink again. Okay. We're just back here again. Okay. So I guess this might be the way to go. We're out of shield though, it's a problem. But since there's a generator right here, I'm going to jump up right in front of me. Okay, now what do we do? This thing's coated by death holes as well. What does H and L do? Oh no. We did. Back to the beginning you go! Yeah, I think I've had enough of that. But, yeah, just gonna do it all again, idiot. Let's move on. Next game. 2 to go. Should we try to do the 2? Say 2. So yeah, next game is Dark Fusion by Gremlin. $9.99 cassette, $14.99 disc. Joystick. Exams. Don't you just love them? Hours of sweating over paper just to gain a certificate or entrance to a profession. Well, it may surprise you to know that life is no easier for the shoot-'em-up heroes of space. The Guardian Warrior, that universally famous protector, saviour and all-round nice guy, has exams too. But of course, being a rough, tough, tumbly type, his exams require him to use his skill as a fighter, his cunning as a hunter, and a rather large gun. The long and the short of it is that to pass, you survive, having blasted countless nasties en route, and if you fail, it's time to go to that great arcade in the sky, where men are sprites and everything else is just asking for trouble. This rather harsh recruitment technique doesn't seem to dampen the enthusiasm of potential Guardian Warriors who line up by the bucket load to be guided by you on this ultimate test. Can you imagine that down here on Earth? One failure at GCSE woodwork and it's a bullet in the brain. So, revision over. It's time to get down to the extermination itself. You find your would-be guardian, Angel, wandering along a two-way scrolling landscape. The path is littered with obstacles that must be jumped over, shot, etc. A whole host of bug-eyed creatures who want to see you fail and die, not necessarily in that order. The screen is colourful, the sprites scrolling around smoothly and easily. The cadet under your control is not the best warrior sprite ever seen, but it is the business. If you know what I mean, Harry. Some of the beasties and things that go bump in the night, however, are highly original, ranging from small bird-like creatures to gigantic headless chickens. It sounds daft, but that's what they look like. Spitting fire in multiple directions. Obviously, facing such terrifying creatures at 40 stone oven-ready poultry means you need some help. This is at hand in the form of the fusion pods, dropped by aliens when they are zapped. These give your weaponry a much-needed boost, bullets that fire upwards, a form of shield, an extra lift for the jetpack, to name but a few. These supply drops are few and far between, so it's essential to make sure and collect all the available goodies. For who knows when you'll need the power to jump over an obstruction or to shoot at enemies in 4 different directions at once. The basic premise of Dark Fusion is not what you'd call in Innovationsville, Arizona. What? But there are surprising and interesting facets that appear just when you feel that the game may be slipping towards mediocrity. For after walking around a bit, blasting a few things, collecting a few fusion pods, well, do you know there's a darn great pillow with an arrow on it in the way. Now, whilst ordinary people would shy away from taking a peek, big tough guardian warriors can't resist it. Hello, what's all this then? It's now the game gets interesting for you teleported away from the nice safe carnage to an alien subworld where the enemy are bigger, badder and braver than before. This situation is supposedly evened out, since for this section you are transported to a spaceship. Fat chance these aliens are large, mean hombres, and with very little room to move, quick, accurate firing is a necessity. In all the zones you are to visit, the screen informs you of your state of health, the weapons in use, and the power of the shot you are about to release. Take care, however, when collecting weapon pods. You can only use one at a time, with one in reserve. Collect any more and you lose the ones you've so carefully saved. Dark Fusion fails in one key respect. Despite the generally slow pace of the game, it is too hard to survive early on. It's not that you're destroyed by too many creatures attacking too fast for your trigger finger to handle or to cope with. It's just the awkward nature of zones themselves. Your poor little guardian warrior is left to the tender mercies of the aliens, all of whom take far too long to dispatch. Indeed, many need 3 or 4, even 4 high-power shots, which again bring the pace of the game down. Dark Fusion is a professional and well-executed piece of work. Every area of this game well planned and presented. The magic that makes it a classic, however, is sadly lacking. All that remains is yet another enjoyable blaster battle that joins the already swollen ranks of good but ultimately forgettable shootouts in space. First day target score, 20,000. Astronaut prepares to do battle. Don't count your headless chickens. Second opinion, this is a bit like a Chinese meal. You've just got to have it, but an hour later you wonder why you bothered. And want another one. Green screen, clearly suitable. The verdict, graphics, 87%. A solid graphic display. Nothing new. Sonics, 59%. Great variety of effects. Grab factor, 46%. Not hard to play exactly, but awkward. Staying power, 67%. You learn the tricks, it's possible to do well. But it takes a long time. Oh boy. AA rating, 68%. Glossily finished. Ultimately unsatisfying. Okay. Alright. Okay. So these, isn't this? Huh. Dark Fusion. Booney. Program. Chubby. Graphics. Booney. Music. Bin. Right, 1988. Jobby also programmed WC Le Mans. What was WC Le Mans? This is something we saw recently. Alright, let's go. Find the fusion pods. Combat zone. That must be a fusion pod. Alright, we've got to use it to get over here, huh? How do we use? Nope, not that way. Perhaps I should kill the aliens first. That might be a plan. I was beginning to wonder. It spawned right behind the projectile. How do we use? I'm dead. How do I use the fusion pods? Can't get that one this time. How do we use these? U, backspace, delete, tab. Oh! Ah, we got the high jump, good. Wow, easy to die. Try again. Was S? Yep. Can't jump up that one. Do we get even more jump? And I'm dead again. Let's just avoid anything, really. Oh, we got a checkpoint. What does this one do? Some homing shots. These are headless chickens. What do these do? Ooh, got a bit of missiles. And dead. What do you want me to do? Oh, you get sent back here again. Where are they gone? I'm dead. Game over! Oh, yeah. Game's hard. Can't avoid really taking much damage. Come on, us go. Can't get to it. Scream when you scroll that far. Oh god. I can't. There we go. And dead. Yeah, never mind. Stay down here. Okay. Oh. Alien zone. Uh, yeah, I figured that would kill you. Game over. Uh, made progress, I guess. No, we'll move on. Only got one more game to go through. Past 11 o'clock, but whatever. One game left. Might as well read it. Go for it. Right, last game is Dynamic Duo by Firebird. $8.99 cassette, $14.99 disc, joystick or keys. Duo? Definitely. Dynamic? Doubtful. To most of us, the Dynamic Duo conjures up images of Batman, Robin, and that fiendish funster the Joker. But if you were expecting a jaw-socking adventure in Gotham City, you're going to be disappointed. No siree, this time the underwear is worn inside the trousers, and the only bats are in the castle ceiling. For Firebird's latest features the unlikely friendship between a dwarf and a duck. No, seriously, on a rambling treasure hunt through an old haunted castle. Hey, you short guy. This gruesome twosome boldly go where no duck and dwarf have gone before, into the mysterious night house. What they're after is the calculations room, which contains hidden treasure. To find it, they must first recover the 10 parts of a key locked in chests throughout the castle. Only then will the phantom rooms disappear and the loot be theirs for the taking. Sound like a pair of tax inspectors. The night house you explore is one of both of the Dynamic Duo is a maze of corridors connected by holes in the floor. It reminds me of the AA office. And doors which act as elevators. As you roam these dark and dangerous halls, you are pursued by all manner of strange and sinister things, most of which can be killed by the dwarf or munched by the duck. But, and it's a big but, in fact it's a double-decker but, there is one important and nasty exception, namely that arch buddy, the Grim Reaper, Jack the Ripper to his friends, he would be if he had any, is out to hunt down Shorty and the Boyd and destroy them before they make off with his savings. Hang on a minute though, it's his money, right? And they want to steal it, right? So how come he's the baddie? Never mind. Never mind. Just get on for the game. There's 3 styles of play, the screen display varying with the mode selected. In 2-player, you pick your character and watch a different screen for the progress of your half of the pair. One goes scouting, the other collecting the keys. In 1-player mode, you have the choice of using both Duck and Dwarf as a team, which rather limits Duck's contribution, or splitting them up. This means you gain in the speed stakes, but leave the Dwarf to the tender mercies of the purple nasty. No, not Prince, the Reaper. Dynamic duo is much more difficult and more fun when the Duck and Dwarf split up, and both are charging around trying to locate and collect the keys. A dwarf can open treasure chests and shoot enemy guards, while his feathered friend can take to the air and so is faster and safer, but can't collect anything on his own. Teamwork is the thing, and a good sense of direction to know where the duck saw that last trunk, so the dwarf can come along and collect it. In summary, no problem in the 2-player mode, but wildly confusing when you're controlling both independently. Gameplay is quirky and all the more enjoyable for it. Your rather curious couple are attacked by milk bottles armed with fireworks, for example, levitating eyeballs, real eye flyers, and a great line of purple boulders. These pretty coloured rocks can be rolled to smash through walls for a spot of DIY. Destroy it yourself. Despite the clever design, however, Dynamic Duo is merely pleasant, and falls a good way short of great. Both Duck and Dwarf are decidedly cute, and give the whole game a cosy, insulated feel. On the other hand, there is no apparent danger, so excitement is lacking. But then evil Mr. Reaper pops up in his purple gear, and it's game over, and here we go again. With only 1 life between the 2 characters, you can run, but you can't hide. DD is well illustrated, with interesting active little sprites and well put together backdrops, yet pretty pictures can't compensate for the uninspiring nature of the game. It's fun to start with as you guide the pair around, and the collecting is not difficult to coordinate. Then all of a sudden, completely unannounced, surprise, surprise, well blow me Struth, you could knock me down with a duck feather, out leaps the Reaper and all is lost. Well, annoying when you've already got 9 pieces of key. Although, by rights, it should leave you cold, Dynamic Duo has its appeal, and after a few hours, you find yourself unexpectedly curious about the final stages, the best tactics, and so on. The actual execution of the gameplay itself, unfortunately, leaves you frustrated and largely uninterested. Once Reaper avoidance techniques are mastered, it comes down to a question of where the keys are located. Dullsville in Technicolor. First day target score, 1,500 points. Duck? Where? Behind you. What? Duck? Etc. Hey, you short guy. Is it a bird? Well, yes, actually. Second opinion. Fiber's latest effort falls between 2 stools. Like Gremlin's Mickey Mouse, the Donut Joe themselves are cute and should, in theory, appeal to younger players. But unfortunately, the gameplay is way above their heads, and it could well end in tears or indifference. Reluctantly, I'd be inclined to recommend you give this a miss. Green screen, it'll do. The verdict: graphics 82%, a sprite delight. Sonic 62%, constant tune helps the game along, but it's a lousy tune. Grab factor 64%, good clean fun to start with. Then it becomes repetitive clean fun. Staying power 51%, best played sparingly to keep you interested. A rating 67%, entertaining, if never quite enthralling. Different, but at the same time, sometimes dull. Huh? Alright. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Dynamic Duo. Well, easier loading screen. Dude and a duck. So clearly what dwarves look like. They both got wands for reasons. Sure, will be clear. I don't know what Duo Foamy presents. Music on. Sentences on. See to choose game. Easy-ish. Easy-ish. Medium hard. Very hard. Let's go easy-ish. Chases 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's stick with 1. Just to keep it easier. See what we'll figure out what the game's about first. Listen to that music for a bit. Oh, spinny! Another spinny logo! Look at that. Oh. Probe! Wait, Probe did this? I wonder if it's got a spinny logo. I love those things. Play game! Oh, what else is it going to tell us to do? It's got to spin it some more. I don't that all. Come on. Go. Okay. Yeah. Well, they jump. Shoot. Oh, here you go, your boulders. Oh, fire. That helps. I have no idea what's going on. We have a map. You only get that if you've got the duck and dwarf together. Back up there, can I? Oh. I see. up the... Is there anything along here? But maybe there is, who knows? Apparently not. Down we go again. Some holes are one way apparently, let's see. I know what the blue dots on the map actually mean. Oh, treasure chest. I gotta go up again. This is an annoying layout. Oh no, that's the Reaper! That's the Reaper! Conzo no one does that. I assume that's what that was. But yeah, you're playing along fine and that happens. You get a seizure. Try again! That's right. There we go. And separate them. Between them. Oh, there's a dwarf. And let's just get them back together before something goes wrong, I guess. There we go. Ah! And the Reaper just comes out of nowhere at any time he feels like it. Try again! What are the blue dots for, I wonder? What are that? Gun. No. Oh, the chest's gone. The chests appear randomly. That's stupid. Maybe we just keep going down to find stuff. Crash your way through. Green Dot the Reaper? Yeah, it's the Reaper. I got you. Seizure. Oh boy. Yeah, it's a. Let's look up who actually did write this. There's no probe in this. Developer Probe Software. Code Anthony Hartley. Music David Whittaker. Let me know. Yeah. Alright, we'll go back to the magazine. That's the last game of the magazine. But we do have an interview here with Raphael Chico. We've got Stormlord coming up. Okay, the clothes from the sketches all were removed when they went into the game. Chico, whose previous games include Equinox AA10, 83%, Ixalan AA24, 93%, and Cybernoids 1 and 2, AA32, 91%, and AA39, 90%. So the man behind Equinox, Ixalan, and Cybernoids 1 and 2 is back. Trenton Webb gets the full story. Raphael Chico is one of the most inspired programmers currently writing game software. His previous games all scored outrageously well in Action Test. They have something else in common, too. They were all set in space. Stormlord, which takes place in a Tolkien-esque fantasy world, thus marks something of a thematic departure for Chico. I've always wanted to do a game based in a fairy tale setting, Chico said. The game is designed to feature some of the same elements of the fast action that have made his previous ventures so successful. But it will also have scrolling adventure overtones, with items to be collected and tasks to be completed, as well as the traditional slaying of monsters and foes. Cybernoid 2. The game is based on an original idea by Checo, who not only programmed the game but designed how it would look. Though Hugh Binns was the man responsible for recreating Raph's graphics for the CPC. Checo retained informal control of the project, so all formats would feature his distinctive touch. Stormlord has taken more than 8 months to complete, largely due to an interruption from an unexpected quarter. It's taken longer than I anticipated because in the middle of the project I had to take 3 months out to work on Cybernoid 2, Chico explains. In retrospect, I would have preferred not to do Cybernoid 2 at that time. Raphael says that when it was conceived, the sequel was merely an update to the original, but as it was developed, it got to the point where there was far too much conceptual work to think about for me to spend time on Stormlord. After the completion of the second and equally successful Cybernoid project, however, work on Stormlord had proceeded uninterrupted and is now almost complete. Inevitably, the question of bugs arises, naturally a cause of concern for both programmers and distributors. The Checo solution is constant checking and rechecking of everything written for a game. I'm playing the game as I add to or change the program. Every 5 minutes, it seems, Raphael says. By the time the game is ready for delivery to Houston, it must have been played thousands and thousands of times. It's very unlikely that any bugs could pass through undetected and therefore unremedied. Well, that's confidence. Piece of the justice. Once the game is handed over to the distributor, the influence of the program over how it will appear on the shop shelves naturally wanes. Unusually, Raph insists on retaining a veto over the packaging and promotional material. If in his estimation it does not do the game justice, I don't really think he's never actually seen the dreadful poster Houston have produced to promote Stormlord. So now as you and we look forward to a new Chico work in the next few months, things look good for Houston and for Raph. The screenshots and demos we've seen are well up to the usual high standard. There's an example in the look on page 49 this month. Just a few pages to go. I have to say I feel better about this than any of my other recent projects, Chico claims. It's something I've always wanted to do. Crazy Joe's. Hello, Mum. 13 Castle Rotherham. Crazy Joe's top 20. How to be a hero. Haven't heard of that one. Day in the life, the things CPC users get up to. This is the story of how Tony Grant of Format Publicity, a busy public relations consultancy, equipped his company at cut price and made the most of the CPC's abilities without splashing out thousands of pounds. Stan Laurel watches over Format's £3,200 network. Oh, might as well move on here. We're here till midnight. The look, CPC graphics. Let Pat McDonald brighten up your life. Looks so incredibly sexy. Oh no, it's Slimer. Dean Kemp of Walsall created this haunting picture with Smart 2. It's so smart, in fact, it earns him a cheque for £20. Nice work, Dean. Smart 2 is popular with Brum's A.C. Foster, a nicely proportioned picture. Well, look, there you go. Here's a screenshot of Stormlord. See, they lost their clothes when they went to the game. 2 inspiring examples of CPC art. Incentives Driller? That's not Driller. That's Total Eclipse. Oh, Driller Dark Side and Total Eclipse. Total Eclipse left. Okay, read on then. share the 3D techniques they call freescape, yet each is instantly recognisable and clearly different from the others. On the right, we have something of a coup for the look, which you see is the very first shot of Houston's Stormlord, Rafael Checo's latest project, and one very dear to his heart is the interview with Checo on page 45. Raf has created a unique style starting with Equinox and consistently improving in Ixalan, Cybernoid, and Cybernoid 2. Note in this shot the careful and logical use of the light source coming from the left and the meticulous multi-banding of colours. I'm sure that's what everyone's looking at. AC Foster strikes again. Great seascape, mate. Daniel Sutton of Solihull uses AMX art. Excellent stuff. Fusion. Something. Daniel Sutton again, this time with a less stylized picture. Lots of detail on this ninja from Pontypridd's Andrew Kemp. Amazing what you can do with Advanced Art Studio. And a bit of artistic talent, of course. Carl Stokes spends hours on GAC in Ossett. A worthy effort. And AC Foster's last, but not least, entry. Ooh, Titus has got the own little advert. I'm sure I'm going to be looking forward to Crazy Cars 2 soon. Titus, Amiga, Atari ST, PC and Compels, Amstrad CPC, C64 128 and Spectrum. I presume that's all the games on all the systems, right? It's not specific. Last Bites. Assemble one last time with Richard Montero. No flap register this month as promised, sorry to disappoint. Instead, for our very last outing ever, knew you'd be disappointed, it's the flag register and conditional jumps. Well, folks, that completes the current series of First Bites. Truth is, I'm off the Edit Futures Format ST Amiga, which won't leave me much time for anything else, unfortunately. Thanks for having me. I must say I get off, Ed. Absolute Beginners, Basic for Beginners with Andy Walton. Ideas for the amazing things you can do in our basic tutorial, such as subroutines. They're called subroutines. Next month we reach the end of the current series by unravelling strings. Don't worry though, Absolute Beginners is not dead yet. There's much more to come. Watch this space. Type-ins, we've got a train simulator. Oh, if only it looked like that though. I think it's just sounds. It's a novel listing that harks back to the glorious days of rail travel. If Cold Monsters had got hold of this listing, they'll slap Steam Train Simulator on it and charge $2.99 a throw. Aren't you lucky that James Dixon of Manchester sent it into type-ins instead? A litter of cats. Looking through a back issue of AA, R.J. Key from King's Lynn promotes the program by J.N. Macklin. They print disc catalogues. But what about doing more than one disc at a time, he wondered. And so here's the all-new Cat Narrate program to enable everyone to record what's on their discs. It's easy to use. Just insert a disc and press R. Once the computer has read the information, it prompts you for a disc number and side. Then prints out the whole lot. No problem. Sprite Editor. Here it is, the listing all you lookers have been waiting for. With it, you can create designs for sprites in any mode. In a future edition, we'll print the driver program to get some animation on your CPC. Okay, Ed, I wrote this one. Where's the check? $35,000 people demand to see your program. Hacker. In response to numerous requests and to placate an Ed who's fed up of sending out photocopies to readers who have lost or never had the original, we're reprinting Mutton Schroeder's ever-popular hacking aid. It works with tapes as well as discs. Hacker allows you to find infinite lives, infinite energy, and infinite time for almost any game you care to mention. It searches through the program and looks for certain routines, which could be associated with lives, energy, or time, and then prints to either screen or printer the most likely pokes. Martin's program may list a number of different pokes. Some don't do anything, others affect different parts of the game and may even crash it. The correct poke is lurking among the others listed. It's just a matter of reading through them until you find them. It's the chief hacker himself, alias Pat McDonald. Not a pretty sight. Pilgrim, this month. A slice of history. A Cluepot special in Lords and Ladies. Old Gold Adventures in History Part 1. CBC Adventure releases may be on the decline, but there are dozens of superb titles still available. The Pilgrim wanders through history, pausing to point out games you have to have. As old as time itself, 1983. Six of the best from way back when. Jewels of Darkness, Acton, whatever. Heroes of Khan and The Hobbit. And don't forget it was programmed in 1983. Castle Blackstone, underrated little-known classic cave genre game adventure. Now only available second-hand, but worth the effort if you're keen on underground adventures of the old school. Seas of Blood, one of the last Adventure International titles, converted for the Amstrad and based on the Fighting Fantasy series. Now available second-hand only, but worth a look, as typical of the time. Next month we find out why when we look at the work of the smaller independent adventure houses. Don't miss it! Special. More for Gnome Ranger and Ingrid's back. Clue Thimbles, a selection of shorties. Gremlins, send Gizmo through the vent to open door. Weld all vents shut. Empty the pool. Mind Shadow, dig a shell between the two trees, east, south, southeast of the hotel, and find leaflet. Apparently it's all one word. Enter bank and ask for deposit box quoting number on leaflet. Give hat to woman in Rick's Cafe, sit down in the restaurant area, wait until a man walks past, then follow him. Spy trick, give cloth to old woman and say, make habit. Give doll to the little girl, chop down goalpost for gondola. Zork. Damn, if the green bubble on the control panel is glowing, then turn the bolt. Damn base. You need a pump to inflate the pile of plastic, chop all sharp objects before boarding the boat. Shaft room, put screwdriver, ivory torch, and coal in basket. Landing river, leave now or pay the price. Oh no. Sandy cave, dig 4 times. Arrogant falls, wave the scepter. Machine room, put coal in machine and turn on. Great room, use the skeleton key. Lurking horror. In the dead storage room, shift pallets with forklift until a passage exists. To reach the top of the dome, wear gloves and climb the rope like thing. Get past the maintenance man by reaching the glass-fronted cabinet, smashing the glass, getting the ace, cutting the cord with the ace, throwing the wax at the maintenance man, hang around to see his demise. Ruggles Revenge, to find pass, examine the seat in the truck to get past checkpoint, wear uniform, hold rifle and follow troops. If you have trouble with an android, look under bench. The final problem involves the monster in the sewer. You need flair to solve it. Quintilla. No need to visit Ogeron, simply say Quintilla. Okay. Cheat mode, Trenton Webb special pokes agent. Doesn't sound quite right somehow, does it? No. This is Heroes of the Lance, I guess. Right? Not a very big map, really, is it? It's only the first level then, I guess. Oh, whatever. Platoon. Phil Howard, Mapley's Poker King. The Great Freescape Special. We're playing a mega terrific, super totally fabulous complete cheat special for the incentive Freescape games, namely Darkside, Total Eclipse and Driller. Do you have any hints, tips, pokes or maps? We want them. Don't worry if you think we've seen them before. Send them anyway. We're going to go a bit loopy with prizes as well, so get cracking. There's Robocop. We haven't even come across that game yet. Enlightenment, Druid 2. The only average-sized black box. What? You haven't bought the Micro Music Creator? Oh no. Can all these people be wrong? Probably. Who knows? The AA Buyer's Guide. Word processors and printers now. Business and accounts, educational programs, databases, vision, sound, everything. Afterthought. Oh boy, here we go. You did remember to do Afterthought, didn't you, Steve? The CBC character set. Number 4, the technical boffin. This chap is a megabyte IQ, with more letters than a keyboard after his name, and an annoying habit of getting 9-letter words on Channel 4's countdown. He's bright. Bought his 464 when he was 11 at university, but now, 4 years later, it's hard to say what computer he has. On a jumbo-sized desk in his chaotic study sits a 1/4 ton of solid-state hardware, flashing and buzzing to itself. Quadraphonic surround you sound, ultra-high-res monitor, 1 megabyte of RAM, that's 1 megabit of RAM, a plethora of disk drives, and his pride and joy, a DIY laser printer. Assembled from a second-hand microwave oven, some Meccano, and 35-inch of heavy-duty wire. It requires the user to wear a protective lead vest, and remember to run if you smell something cooking. His mum still hasn't forgiven him for what happened to the cat. Oh no. But what does he do with all these live wires and dodgy kit? Well, a lot. He keeps overloading the ring mains at crucial moments and having to find 40-amp fuse wire. He's discovered that piano wire works just about right. And so far his sister, who doesn't practice as much as she should, hasn't noticed. He has big plans for a half-price CPC compatible to out Amstrad, with firmware produced with Maxam and an EEPROM programmer. It'll have an ST Amiga emulator too, something to do with running 2 CPCs in parallel. Yeah, I'm sure that'll work. His social life is well limited. Not many people are interested in wait states. Fascinating. You'd have thought a 150 nanosecond CMOS ROM was okay. When I bought a batch of 500, none of them seemed to work. Oh well, you live and learn. There aren't too many girls turned on by that kind of talk. He does have a lot of fun at his Mensa meetings, though. Doing his party trick of solving Rubik's Cubes blindfolded. He remembers the colours, you see. Most amusing, though, lately there have been 1 or 2 barbed comments. Don't they understand he's a genius, you see? And you have to make allowance for genius. Next month's member of the CPC character set will be as much of a surprise to us, as it will to you. Hands off my AA partner. Oh. That's it, folks. As another AA runs out of petrol, and if you've enjoyed reading it half as much as we've enjoyed writing it, then we've enjoyed writing it twice as much as... Well, we didn't have it in mind to tell you what we planned for next month, but we knew you wouldn't believe it could be all fitted in one magazine, so we won't. Instead, here's Steve's favourite joke. This white horse goes into a bar, and the barman says, "We've got a drink named after you." "What?" says the white horse. "Eric." Well, it makes him laugh. There's the t-shirt. Get that t-shirt. Medium or extra large is your only options. You've got the highlighter pins. AA dust covers. AA binders. You can even get a joystick. Save £20. Still shilling that book. Amstrad's an artificial intelligence. It's £1.95. Half price. That's way less than half price. £1.95. Retails at $8.95. 3D pool. Yeah, the guy on the left looks into it. Don't know what he's leaning on though. Think you're hot stuff, huh? Well, here's your chance to prove it. European champion Maltese Joe Barbara is waiting to rack him up and blow you out. Unlike any other pool simulation, 3D pool incorporates a unique move around the table feature, allowing shots to be played from any position, just like in a real game. 3D pool will take all your skill to master, and if you do get that lucky break, how about entering the nationwide Maltese Joe high score competition with a chance to play a real frame with the champ? Full details in every box. Queue up for a shot at Big Joe. Firebird, a legend in game software. BBC screenshots for some reason. Pocket 3D pool on Atari ST, Amiga, IBM, Commodore 64 cassette, Commodore 64 disc, Amstrad cassette, Amstrad disc, Spectrum, MSX, BBC Electron, Archimedes. That pretty much covers all of them, doesn't it? Just missing Atari XE or something. Renegade 3, the final chapter. Echo. When a guy loses his girl, he loses his mind. Now in the final chapter, Renegade must summon all his strength and lightning reactions as he chases his girlfriend's captors through time itself. Fight against Neolithic man, medieval knights, and the tormented undead from within the tombs of ancient Egypt. Your quest finally takes you beyond the present to a time you'll never forget. But remember, your girl wants to see you alive. Spectrum $8.99, Commodore $9.99, Amstrad $9.99, Atari ST $19.99, Amiga $24.99. Imagine software. The name of the game. And that's the end of the magazine. Took an extra hour, but we got to it.